went to college at Rochester University in New York, where I decided on a career in ophthalmology.
I worked in the school newspaper and I majored in journalism and then went to NYU for 2 years to get my master's in literature. I got a good job as a political writer at the Seattle Times, also helping to write a documentary. And then when I was 27, I applied for a job as a writer at the New York Times. I got it and I'm living an amazing life in New York. Well, I went to Ohio State University and studied hard to become a surgeon. After 4 hard but also fun years in college, I went to medical school with some of my friends who also wanted to be doctors. After medical school, I still had more studying to do, and I went into residency. When I was done with residency, I was finally fully a surgeon.
We have a lot of very important people in this room, and so first I want to recognize them. We have some NFL players, an astronaut, and even the American ambassador to North Korea. Now after that, I went to Harvard University. And I didn't see many of my friends from here, but I did see a lot of new friends. After that, I went to law school in Chicago, and then I worked at a law firm in Chicago. Now, I was rising the ranks in my law firm, so I decided to become senator of Illinois. And this is where the unrealistic part starts, but don't worry, it's all real. Next, I became President of the United States at age 39, and that's real too.
Like 21 Pilots, Maroon 5, Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, and much more. I worked in Ben & Jerry's, but then I got fired for spilling the hot fudge. I worked in Starbucks. I have 2 cats named Crookshanks and Mrs. Norris. I have a flying car, and I have a flying car. I've been working at my restaurant since I opened it, and it's going really well. Today, Maroon 5 is coming to perform since it's Friday.
Where I learned my love for art and design. I also learned that it's not recommended to argue with a security guard, let alone have sarcasm in my speech. But having not knowing that, I was sent to jail for community service in London to redesign it. In any case, during my junior year of college, I spent the summer in London and I loved it. I just had to go back. And now I work as an Olympic figure skater and interior designer in London.
In my sophomore year, there was a nuclear war due to Donald Trump. In my junior year, I was taking 4 AP classes. After high school, I did a gap year in Polynesia, Fiji, Hawaii, Tahiti, and places like that. After that, I went to UBC. I majored in politics and writing. Succeeding that, I went to Columbia Law School. I was a lawyer and ran for Congress. After that, I ran for Senate. In Senate, I voted for an embassy in North Korea, but they chose me to be ambassador. During that time, I adopted a child, Akura, and I'm planning to run for president in the future.
And I endorse him.
I got accepted to MIT and majored in biology and computer science. At age 30, I became the EVA controller at NASA, and a year later, I applied to be an astronaut. I was accepted, and at age 37, I was going on the first Mars mission. The entire trip was 19 months. So when I got back, I decided I was going to retire soon, but not so fast. We were instant celebrities. I had to go on every TV show in the country, countless documentaries. It was crazy. And so that's why I'm here at the reunion. I'm going to retire soon to surf and rock climb because that is what I love, and I've always wanted to do that.
Over the top grades and was a starting quarterback. After that, I went to Yale University where I majored in law, and also played quarterback. Since Shia and a whole bunch of other NFL coaches could convince me to go to the draft, Shia was picked first, and then I was. And I won 4 Super Bowls, and after that, I retired due to injuries.
College at University of Colorado, I went to Israel for a gap year, and I also ran into one of my best friends from high school just randomly, but it turns out that actually my roommate had set up with her for my birthday. Next, I decided to go to medical school at OHSU. I became a rheumatologist, which is basically a doctor for arthritis. And one time I accidentally burnt my hair off in England. Now I have a husband, 2 children, and we all live in Oregon.
Wait, last part again. About children, right?
Okay, now I have a husband, 3 children, and we all live in Oregon.
Basically, you know what I did during high school, same old, same old. I took that summer after high school and traveled all around Europe and Asia with 2 of my best friends. We traveled to Spain, France, Italy, Turkey, and Japan. Then after returning to the USA, I found out that I was accepted at Yale College, and that was awesome. Then I worked at a bakery for a couple of years in Connecticut. After that, I moved to Philadelphia and applied for I moved to Philadelphia and I started looking for some jobs that needed mathematicians or statistical skills because that was what I had studied in college. So after a bit of searching, I found a job at the CIA. It was exactly what I was looking for, pretty much. I applied my mathematical and a bit of science and also a cryptology degree towards cracking down on cybercrime nationally and internationally. I can't say much more than that. I finished at the CIA after 8 years because it was getting to be a little too much of a workload. And by then I was married and had 3 kids. I think you can see why it was too much of a workload if you had 3 kids. Okay, I'm veering off. And it was obviously time to settle down, so I bought a big house in Philadelphia. And right now my husband is there taking care of my kids while I traveled out here.
After high school, I decided to not take a gap year. I went straight to college at the University of Oregon. Go Oregon Ducks. Okay. Once college was over, I lived in Paris, France for a year and worked at an elementary school. Then I returned to the USA and moved to New York City to start my acting career. I stayed in New York City, New York for about 2 years, and then for about 6 months I went to Africa. After Africa, I decided to move to London and work as a teacher for a couple years. Next, I moved back to Portland, Oregon, and I now work as a first and sometimes second grade teacher here at PJ.
When I was 16, I qualified for the Olympic trials in the 100 breaststroke. I didn't actually qualify for the Olympics, but I had a great race dropping a second. I went to college at Stanford and swam there for 4 years while majoring in biology. I then went to Harvard for graduate school and did a physical therapy program there. After graduate school, I started my career in Australia, and I worked there for 2 years and then moved back to Arizona in 2023. And now I'm in Arizona and I work as a physical therapist for Maximum Rehab. And have a great day and make sure to do your stretches.
And I earned a starting spot on the varsity football team. We won the championship 3 times in my time in high school. I attended Ohio State and we just barely won a bowl game, but I didn't like it. So I transferred to North Carolina and we won the national championship. But I had 3 concussions in the season. I was drafted by the Oakland Raiders and played in the NFL for 16 years. I won the Super Bowl 6 times, was the NFL MVP 6, and Super Bowl MVP 4 times. And I was inducted to the Hall of Fame. Then I served as an ESPN announcer for 5 years. And I live in Oakland with my wife, Sydney, and my daughter, Chloe, and son, John.
I got a job in Starbucks when I was 17 and worked there until I was 18. After I graduated high school, I went to college at UCLA. I also got a cat at the time. His name is Smudge, and he is gray and white, and he is an exotic short hair. When I was in UCLA, I went to Paris for my 20th birthday and my junior year of college. I had so much fun. After I graduated from UCLA, I went to Stanford School of Medicine, where I studied to become a pediatrician. That was 4 long years. When I graduated from medical school, I moved to Santa Barbara, and now I work at a kid's doctor's office in downtown Santa Barbara. I go to the beach a lot in my spare time.
Then later, I moved to San Diego and went to the University of California, San Diego School of Medicine, where I got a biology and chemistry degree. I'm an emergency physician. I work in a hospital emergency room in San Diego called Alvarado Hospital, and I help patients in critical conditions. What inspired you to become an emergency doctor, you may ask? Well, as a kid, I had many trips to the emergency room. The doctors help you make you happy. I want to help patients and make them happy too.
After graduating from high school, I went to Stanford University, and I loved it there. After graduating from Stanford when I was 22, I had a whole year being with my family and going to places like Brazil, Italy, Japan, and more before starting Harvard Medical School. After graduating from medical school, when I was 29, I went to live in Paris and I became a doctor there. I live there now as a doctor with my adopted 5-year-old daughter, Alex.